Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today has been an extremely pivotal and important day for the entire crypto realm. We have some really important news on Ripple/XRP and their lawsuit against the SEC, and we have some really important news about the infrastructure bill / the future of crypto in the eyes of the IRS. In this video, we're going to be focusing solely on this specific bill, but the rest of these subjects will be covered later today in different videos, so I recommend you all to subscribe to the channel for all the important stuff that's going to be coming out. And if you're all wondering, yes, we upped the stakes on our long a little bit. I'm not sure how this is going to roll out, but that's because we're extremely bullish about the near future as things are looking extremely juicy right now. Even though I've uncovered so much stuff today, I added to my long position. I'm trying it out, testing it out, and we'll see what is going to happen. Primary reason I did this is because tomorrow there could be some interesting conclusions, and let's cover that. So, if you want an easy summary here, it is basically the Senate right now. There's been a issue of a bill. What do I mean with that? Well, right now an infrastructure bill has been proposed. The infrastructure bill is always thousands of pages. Right now it's 2,700 something pages, and they're basically talking about what they want to build in terms of infrastructure and where they're going to get that money from in terms of taxes. Now, in this specific case, they're going to be doing a ton of different things to get taxed, one of them being crypto, and basically putting a proper tax on crypto, and basically enforcing the IRS's policies better in the crypto realm. That's one thing they're going to be doing. Now, that is all fine. Nobody really cares about that, except for the part where they specify which area they're going to be more strict in. And one specific key there was the definition of brokers that they're going to check the reporting of taxes more critically from. Because people basically had a question over what the exact definition of broker should be. And so today we had some updates on that. And at first there were talks of a $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Right now, this just came out as well, there was a new talks of a new $3.5 trillion follow-up bill. And so today we will be covering that. But we basically started out with me live streaming, and all of a sudden us getting an update from Rob Portman. It basically says here, I'm pleased to announce that Senator Warner, Toomey, Cinema Salumas, and I have reached an agreement on an amendment to clarify the IRS reporting rules for crypto. What does that mean? Well, there were basically an infrastructure bill, which people didn't like the definition of broker in. Senators, a couple, came out and said, you know what, we want to amend that. We want to make a little change, teeny tiny change. That's what a couple senators did. A couple of other senators were like, yeah, we want to also change it a little bit. Very often they change a couple of different parts and they propose it as, again, an amendment. That's what it's called. Now, those two parties had opposing views on what exactly the definition of broker should be. And we'll basically read through this article, and you most likely will be completely up to date. The U.S. Senate voted to advance a $1 trillion infrastructure bill without amending a provision that broadens crypto tax reporting requirements. The provision seeks to enforce stronger information reporting rules for tax purposes on the crypto industry by ensuring that any brokers report transaction data to the IRS. However, it also broadens the definition of broker to the point where critics of the provision believe miners, node validators, and even developers who create crypto might qualify. Critics also argued the inability to comply with the new tax regulations could make it difficult, if not impossible, for these kind of businesses to operate in the United States. The Senate voted to advance the bill without any amendments late Sunday. This legislative body will debate the new base bill for 32 hours before voting to send it to the House. An amendment may be adopted through unanimous consent, but if a single senator objects, the amendment would not be added. Senator Ron Wyden said his team has been working hard to get a deal on Monday. Senator Rob Portman, who inserted the provision in the infrastructure bill, said he does not believe the language could be interpreted that broadly, but said work could be done on the full remarks on Sunday. Quote, we should work to clarify this. We want to be sure miners and stakers and others, now or in the future, who play a key role by validating transactions or sellers of hardware or software for digital wallets, or node operators, or others who are not brokers, are clearly exempted. The Senate was originally set to vote on competing amendments that both looked to address this concern in different ways, and I have an article about that right here too. So, at first, in response to the criticism, Senator Cynthia Lummis, Ron Wyden, and Pat Toomey proposed an amendment. Again, remember these names: Lummis, Wyden, and Toomey. Proposed an amendment to the bill's tax provision that would reinstate protections for individual investors. The amendment releases entities, including miners, software designers, and protocol developers, from the need to report data that would be difficult or impossible for them to collect. Specifically, if passed, the amendment would exempt brokers from the following reporting requirements. A. Validating distributed ledger transactions. B. Selling hardware or software for which the sole function is to permit a person to control private keys which are used for accessing digital assets on a distributed ledger. Or C. Developing digital assets or their corresponding protocols by other persons, provided that such other persons are not customers of the person developing such assets or protocols. And there's the proposed amendment from Senators Mark Warner, Rob Portman, and Kirsten Sinema. Once more, Warner, Portman, Sinema, which is also backed by the White House. The Warner-Portman-Sinema amendment would exempt traditional crypto miners who participate in time-consuming proof-of-work systems like Bitcoin and Ether 1.0 from the financial reporting requirements outlined in the tax provisions. However, it would maintain the reporting requirements for those using a proof-of-stake system used by many altcoins, crypto other than Bitcoin, which is less energy intensive and gives mining power based on the percentage of gold held by a miner. And yeah, that was basically the debacle, right? Currently, only altcoins use POS systems, which leaves their users at more of a disadvantage if the Warner-Portman-Sinema amendment were to be passed. From a legislative perspective, though, this option may be more attractive and has more administration support. And so there's basically been a rift, and there was basically a question of which one was going to be going through and whatnot. Senator Pat Toomey said, "While I appreciate that my colleagues and the White House have acknowledged their original crypto tax and had flaws, the Warner-Pullman amendment picks winners and losers based on the type of technology employed. That's horrible for innovation." And so once more, remember Pat Toomey right there. All right, let's quickly check it again. There's Lummis, Wyden, and Toomey on the one side, and Warner, Portman, and Sinema on the other. Now, there was just an announcement by Portman, which I said has Warner, Toomey, Sinema, Lummis, and Portman. You guys can clearly see it misses. Oh, I just pressed a couple of times, dumbass me. There's clearly one missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we have Warner, Toomey, Lummis. Let's quickly check it out, guys. Well, let's quickly check it out. So once more, let's head back to this one to kind of confirm here. Ron Wyden. Oh, there we already go, right? We have Lummis. We have Toomey. Yeah. And from the other side, we have Warner, Portman, and Sinema. Let's confirm. We have Warner, Portman, and Sinema, yeah, and we have Toomey and Lummis. So we're basically missing one key proponent of it all, which is Ron Wyden. He did not agree, did not come to the same conclusion, and so there's a little bit of a discrepancy there, which is rather interesting because why did he not come in? I saw a couple of guys state over on Twitter that he did not join because he still thought it was, not the way it should be. Yet, again, that's what Jeff Steen, for example, said. Statement on agreement on crypto language come in momentarily. Still unclear if we'll get a vote. Jeff Steen says, here it is. One name is notably absent. Once more, we all know who. We don't know exactly why. He also said, here's the text of the new crypto agreement. Assume someone has already tweeted it, but need to make sure my followers see it as well. I'm going to say that it's actually kind of vague to see exactly what now is good. People are questioning what exactly this means because it's still kind of vague because node operators are exempt, but miners/validators but not miners and validators because they actually provide an extra service. Yet people are saying, no, it's not true. People are saying, yes, it is true. I find it specifically vague. Yet let's quickly read on. So they basically came to the conclusion they should clarify this. Were we at that area? No, let's start from here. All right. Senator Ron Wyden said his team has been working hard on the deal on Monday. He also, Rob Portman, who inserted the provision in the infrastructure bill, said he does not believe the language could be interpreted that broadly, but said work could be done in the floor remarks on Sunday. We should work to clarify this. We want to be sure miners and stakers, in other words, are now in or in the future are again properly exempted. And the Senate was originally set to vote on competing amendments that looked both to address this concern. One amendment was addressed by the three, as we talked about before. It sought to specify that these type of businesses are exempt from reporting requirements. meaning only trading desks or businesses which provide similar types of services would be required to comply. Another one was by the other three, and it basically sought to only exempt validators from proof of work or proof of stake networks after revisions, because first it was only proof of work. And the White House previously announced its support for this amendment because it's a little bit easier and makes more money. The way the provisions is currently worded, non-custodial businesses are part of the scoring, or how the Joint Committee on Taxation evaluated the amount of revenue it could bring in. It's possible that explicitly excluding minors, for example, could change the scoring, meaning the provisions would no longer be expected to generate $28 billion. This concern was levied against the Wyden-Toomey-Loomis amendment. Though the JCT had published its overall score for the infrastructure bill, the way the JCT arrived at the $28 billion figure is currently unknown. A representative told CoinDesk that the group does not typically publish these types of methodologies. Fight for the Future, a digital rights advocacy group, launched a calling campaign to drum up support for the Wyden-Toomey-Loomis amendment late Wednesday. A spokesperson said the general public had placed around 15,000 calls before Saturday. Crypto businesses, lobbyist organizations, and venture capitalist firms also pushed for the amendment in public statements and letters directed to different lawmakers. Following the Senate vote, the infrastructure bill will move to the House of Representatives, which will not take up before the fall, which is the end of September. There is bipartisan opposition to the crypto provision in the House, but it's unclear whether the House will choose to strip out the tax provisions or narrow its scope. And Loomis had something to say. She said, "We've been working all weekend to come up with a compromise to address the digital asset broker issue in the bipartisan infrastructure framework. While it's not perfect, it protects innovation and doesn't choose winners or losers. Today, we're going to push for a unanimous consent agreement on the Senate floor, which we are hoping will be successful. While there were bumps in the road, this is how the Senate is supposed to work. Thanks to all the guys out there, even Ron Wyden, though, for their hard work and open minds on the issue." Which still leaves me wondering why Ron Wyden was actually out of all of this. And we can actually check it out, maybe. Maybe he put something up there. Unfortunately, okay, so this is actually about temperatures. Let's quickly see. I'm committed to, So he said, as Senate Committee Chair, I am committed to building a stronger, fairer economy for every American, expanding affordable health care, and making it easier to support the family. I'll be fighting for these priorities every step of the way. He says, we've been working hard to get a deal. I don't believe the crypto amendment language on offer is good enough to protect privacy and security, but it's certainly better than the underlying bill. Majority Leader Schumer says he won't block a unanimous consent request on it. Yet, I guess Ron Wyden is just from the perspective that it's not good enough to protect crypto investors, which I agree with. Still, if I had to draw a conclusion, I would say that this is all pretty bullish. Right now, our expectation, by the way, guys, make sure you understand, I don't give out trading advice, but I do give out very often, I shouldn't say very often, but pretty sometimes, my opinion on what the market is going to do. And I will tell you, because we don't do it that often, we are correct ridiculously often, all right? Once more, we did say Bitcoin is mostly going to hit this area. It did. Right now, it's a free zone again because we've hit the area, and I am extremely happy. You can also see, again, we are in some profit on our XRP trade, and I am pretty happy with that already as well because, well, it's 50% profit. Pretty juicy. Free money, right? That's the way I see it. So this is, again, a new build that could be following up. Some of the guys have actually quoted about that, too. Like, for example, Senator Cynthia Loomis. $3.5 trillion could be coming up, and well, all I can say about it for right now is I am excited. I'm a little bit confused, but I'm very much excited. I've read so many bills by now and so many different parts of it that all I can conclude is that this is just a first part of it all. There's been a new conclusion about the amendment to the crypto framework part, yet it's not at all passed, and we don't even know if it will pass and will actually get amended. It's going to be taken a unanimous vote, and if that gets pulled in, then it's going to actually take, let's see here, if the $1 trillion bill is approved by the Senate, as expected, the House would still have to vote on it, sometime after it returns in late September from its summer break, which still could mean a ton of things are going to change over the next couple of weeks. Guys, my food is ready, so I'm going to head out right now and get something to eat. I actually just ordered it, and I had to cut out the bell ringing here and grab my food. But that's also maybe why I'm talking so quick right here. I want to get to eating. But hopefully you guys got this video just in time because it just came out.